We are on air. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Fernando, Rodrigo, Ruth, Shelton, friends on YouTube. Good afternoon, good evening, or good night to Australian friends. Shalom, shalom. We are very happy that you're here. Hello.
Shalom, Eti. Shalom, friends.
Shalom, shalom. We would like to open our conversation today from an article from Zohar Balak. Balak is a figure which is mentioned in the Bible in the book of Numbers 20, chapter 22 until 24. There is a beautiful article that Fernando shared with us. I would like to read it with you. Look into the Hebrew Zohar and see what we are coming up with. So let's pop into the whiteboard and look for a volunteer to read what is there. We have the Hebrew text of the Zohar translated from Aramaic. This is in the middle. On the left, yes, Fernando, very good. We have the Zohar that Fernando shared with us. This is on the left. On the right, there is a painting by Albert Dürer. We shall see why we put this painting later on. And here we have a verse from Psalms. Everything is connected. Now, the question is, what shall we start with?
Eti, maybe we could start with the English text
Yes.
to put everybody on the same page.
Yes. 1 second, I'll move the text to the English and make everything larger, and I hope everything will be contained. Just tell me if you see the full text. Is the color, I mean, is it easier to read on this background, or next time I'll put a different background? Is it readable, Fernando?
It is readable, but I think that the in the whiteboard it's easier maybe. But it is readable on YouTube. I'm seeing, yes.
You think it's easy on the white background? Is it better? I just
Yes.
change it. Is it better? Okay. So let's read Zohar Balak.
Yes, yes. it is
Yes.
better.
Hayanuka, the child. Yes. Put it in the middle that everyone could follow. Thank you for your input, Fernando. This is very important. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Felipe is here also.
Yes, yes. Felipe, good morning. We're very happy that you're here.
Shalom, good evening, Eti. Shalom, my friends.
Shalom, shalom. Good, good, Felipe. Can you increase the volume, please, that everybody could hear you on YouTube as well?
Yes, just one moment.
Thank you. Thank you.
Eti, I'm so happy that you brought this text, because just to share to everybody, I was asking to Eti about the meaning of Yenuka, that is the child, and this we can, and Eti said that we have a portion on Zohar about Yenuka that is on the portion Balak. And I was reading just this portion Balak, that is the portion that we're gonna read this week on our Zohar session, and I found this portion of Hayenuka, the child, and it talks about an encounter about two rabbis, Yitzhak and Yehuda, with a child, and I'm happy that you brought it in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Fernando, for sharing and thinking about it, because in the last conversation there was a picture again by Albert Dürer in which there was a toddler child, maybe a little angel, and you called him in Aramaic Yenuka, and this brought this article into mind. it is very important, before we read the Zohar text in English, to pay attention to the names of, so to speak, the characters who participated in the plot, in brackets, to pay attention to their names in Hebrew. Everything sits on mathematics. So this is a brief before reading, to pay attention to every name, not just in English, in Hebrew, how his name is written in Hebrew, in which letters, what are their values, and what is the connection between the letters and their value, because those stories are just a dressing, are just a garment, beautiful garment, to the mathematical and to lateral thinking. So in a way, it's good maybe to read this twice, because first to read the plot, to understand who appears, what is the story, like we could say a legend or a story, just to get familiar with the names, with the story. But second reading and third reading, it is with a synchom, and to abstract the reading, to decode the message behind the story, because the message is very deep. So this is the briefing. Now please, we're looking for a volunteer to read first time, just to get around the story, and then we shall see how does it go. Yes, Fernando or any volunteer in English is most welcome to read. Yes.
If it has anyone with the English, the natural English language, just to, because my English it is not so good, so it is only average. I can read it, but I do not know if Ruth or Shelton would like
to read.
I can read it. I think I have it here.
Good, Shelton. So you see the text clearly? The letters are right?
It's on the left side. Is it on the left? It says Zohar, Balak, Hayanuka.
Yes.
Child, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Yehuda were traveling on the road, and they reached a place called the village of Sikanim. They lodged with a woman who had a small son, who was in the school every day. That day he left school and came home. He saw these wise men. His mother said to him, "Come near these distinguished gentlemen, and you will gain blessings from them." He approached them, but before getting close, he turned back. He said to his mother, "I don't want to go near them, because they haven't recited Shema today, and I've been taught, whoever does not recite Shema at its proper time is under a ban that whole day." They heard and raised their hands and blessed him. They said, "Certainly so. Today we were busy with the bride and groom, who did not have what they needed and were delaying their coupling. There was no one making an effort on their behalf, so we did. And we didn't recite Shema. And whoever is occupied with the mitzvah is exempt from another mitzvah." Just see there.
Yes, I can lift
They
the
said to him,
Yes.
"My son, how did you know?" He replied, "By the smell of your clothes. I knew when I came near you." They were astonished. They washed their hands and broke bread. Rabbi Yehuda's hands were dirty and washed his hands. He blessed before washing. He said to them, "If you are disciples of Rabbi Shammai and pious, you shouldn't have blessed with filthy hands. Whoever blesses with filthy hands is liable to death." The child opened, saying, "When they come into the tent of meeting, they shall wash with water, that they do not die." We learn from this verse that whoever is not careful about this, I'm trying to read the last part of it here.
I will lift the text. I will lift the text 1 second.
Whoever is liable to death. Why? Because the fingers of a human being inhabit the height of the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. First question, what is the story? Who can tell the story, the little story, with his own or her words? What is the story about?
The story is about the two rabbis,
Mhm.
Yitzhak and Yehuda, sorry, who were traveling on a road,
Yes.
and they found a place where there was a little boy.
Yes.
And the little boy, it is interesting because the little boy is aware that the both rabbis didn't recite the Shema praying in the
Mhm.
morning, probably. And he was aware of this because of the smell of their clothes.
Mhm.
And also when Rabbi was blessing the food and blessing and making the blessing of the washing hands, the boy said that the blessing must be done after the washing and not before washing the hands. So it is interesting because it seems that the this little boy have more wisdom than the two rabbis.
That's correct. That's correct. Now, let's do a little briefing. I'll open the whiteboard. I will write their names, open a bit, and then we shall read it again with the acknowledgement of what is really happening here. The question is, do we speak now about two people, Rabbi Yitzchak and Rabbi Yehuda? Do we speak about qualities? What is the quality of Rabbi Yitzchak? What is the quality of Rabbi Yehuda? Rabbi is a teacher or sage. So what is the qualities of their names? What is the quality of the child? What is the quality of washing the hands? What is the meaning of this wedding that they were helping? And what is the name of the rabbi? This is very and in which village all of this is happening. All those names seemingly sounds very query, weary, Yanuka, Sachnin, the village, then everything seems so weird here. But with a little bit of patience, we can go through the story, but let's open the names. So, who are the two figures that are mentioned in the first verse of first sentence? What are their names?
Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Yehuda.
Yes, thank you. We just write the name Yitzhak. Increase here the ink that everybody will see. Number 3, Yitzhak. Yitzhak. What is the value of Yitzhak?
208.
Yes. Very good. How many tetragrammatons? How many? 26? The name of the tetragrammaton?
7.
You're close. You're close.
8 times.
8.
8 times 26.
8 times 8. Excellent. 8 times 26. Now, this is Rabbi Yitzchak. This is one name. What is the second name?
Yehuda.
Yehuda. Yehuda. That's correct. Yehuda. Yehuda. Judah later. Yehuda. Is there right here? What is the value of Yehuda?
30.
30, or, please pay attention, we have the 4 letters of the tetragrammaton. 1 second, let's make it this color. The 4 letters of the tetragrammaton, which is 26, which means 126, plus the 4 letters themselves, the 4 letters themselves are summarized in the letter Daled, which is 4. Do we understand that? So we can take Yehuda, Judah, we can relate, not take, we can relate to Judah as one tetragrammaton. Do we understand that? This kind of thinking, do we understand?
Yes.
And
Yes.
Rodrigo,
It is clear.
Felipe, do you understand this kind of thinking?
Yes, the number 4, the Dalit, stand for the numbers of letters of the tetragrammaton.
Excellent, excellent. So, now please look at the following. If Yehuda is one tetragrammaton, Isaac is 8 times tetragrammaton. How many tetragrammaton they bring together?
9 times.
9 times. 9 times tetragrammaton. 9 times tetragrammaton. And the name Abraham is hidden or is conceived in this form when they are together. Do we understand that? The way
Yes.
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 Okay. Now we shall open the tree of life and locate all of this in the tree of life. What is happening? Before we go to the story, just see what is happening. Say this is okay. We have here, here, and here. Those are the 3 uppers beyond time and space, and then we have here we have those 3. Deliberately I put a line because the 3 minds are beyond time and space, and then we have 7 in time and space. Now, as we have learned where to locate Yitzchak, 8 times the tetragrammaton, or the 8th sphere from the below, or the 8th day. Where to locate Yitzchak on the tree of life?
Bina.
Bina. Very good. Yitzchak is here. This is Bina, or the 8th day, or 8 times tetragrammaton. Now, good. Where to locate Yehuda? Where shall I locate on the tree of life? Where shall I locate Yehuda? 1 tetragrammaton.
Malchut.
Malchut. Excellent. Malchut. Yehuda. Now, another way to write those 2 spheres is with the letter He. 1 second, I'll move to another color. Yitzchak is the first He of the tetragrammaton, the quality of a mother, of understanding. And Yehuda is the second He of the tetragrammaton, Malchut. Do we understand that? Yes? Yeah. Now, the first He of the tetragrammaton is wisdom, is here. And this is which quality the Yod is representing. The 9 times is wisdom, yes. Wisdom, and Abraham in this case. Yes. Because this is 9 times. 9 times. I will open this, but it is quite condensed text. This is Abraham. And here we have the 6 spheres, or Tiferet, or the Vav, or the smell. the smell. Slowly we shall return to the story, but to understand why the sages of the Zohar dress the story in those names. They could pick any other name that they want, but they picked Rabbi Yitzchak, Isaac, the eighth sphere, Binah, beyond time and space, and they picked the name Rabbi Yehuda. So, and this is a very high level of text, because it's like Tikkunei Zohar. This is the highest level text we can find. So, the two spheres, Binah and Malchut, understanding and kingdom, are representing by names. And what are the relations? What is happening? Now, let's read again the text, and please pay attention, and you can ask about each and every name. What is the meaning? Sorry, there's a rabbi here, there's a village. Ask. Now we shall do a reading with asking questions. Now we look for a volunteer to read again. And you can stop every word, every sentence, and ask questions. Yes. Who would like to read? Second reading with lenses with critic eye, with questioning eye. Yes. Who would like to read? Yes.
May I just do a question before we read it?
Yes.
It's because this portion we were reading Zohar, and this portion is mentions the word have, and as Balak saw that people of Israel were many, and
Yes.
so they quote this word have, which is Resh and Vav, if I'm not wrong. And as you were speaking about these two rabbis,
Yes.
Isaac and Yehuda,
Yes.
I was thinking that the proper word habi or have,
Yes.
there is connection with have many,
Yes. Yes.
and so I thought that could be one relation we could do. As you were mentioned, the first word habi,
Yes.
it's already
Many. Yes. Rav is many. Very good. Felipe. Rav. One second. My screen will return. Rav is many. Rav is many. Very good. And Rav Yitzchak, many. It's Isaac, and Rav Yehuda, many. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, who would like to read second time and ask questions? Or
I can read it
Yo,
second time. I
good.
can read it second time if Ruth doesn't. Zohar Balak, Hayanuka, the child. Rabbi Yitzchak and Rabbi Yehuda were traveling on the road, and they reached a place called the village of Sikhanim.
Sikenin. Yes.
Yes, is this name, the name of this village, probably has a relation with our relation. It's a code also.
Yes.
It's an important
Yeah.
numbers.
Very good. Very good. Sachnin. It comes, the stem letters are sakana, danger. Again, Sachnin, sakana is danger. Again, I'll write it again. Danger. If we add the little hey at the end, or Sachnin can be also like, I would say, hovering or covering. Sach is something which is covering and protecting. So it can be either a danger or protection. The value of Sach is 80. So this village that they are arriving or reaching can be either a danger place or they can find their protection.
Peril or protection.
The word Sachnin, we find the word Sakin. Sakin is a knife. Knife either can help if a doctor needs to make a surgery, so a knife, if the doctor cuts a tumor on time, he can save a person, or it can harm. How do I spell knife? I'm not sure that I spell it in English right. How do I spell knife?
K-N-I-F-E.
Thank you.
K-N-I-F-E.
Thank you.
T.
Yes.
And it's interesting that the word Sachanin has the value of 190, which is 10 times Hava, which is the experience.
Excellent.
The experience could be danger and could be, how can I say, more
Good. Yes, very good. It can be good or bad, like the tree of knowledge. Very good. Yes, and the tree of life in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge, good and bad. Yes? So, please pay attention to those code names. If you were an intelligence officer and you get a message, this is very important. The names. You have to, we have to decode those names. Yes.
So, what about the names Yitzhak and Yehuda?
Yitzchak and Yehuda, yes, they are important. Yitzchak refers to the eighth sphere, like beyond time and space, to Binah, understanding. And Rabbi Yehuda refers to Malchut, the lower or the first sphere. Or we can relate to them as the two letters He of the Tetragrammaton, or in the human body, and this is why I put also here, one second, the painting of Albrecht Dürer. Yes, let's focus on it. We can relate to them as two palms. The right palm of us, the right, is like Rabbi Yitzchak, or understanding, and the left palm is Judah, the giving hand. The right hand is like Rabbi Yitzchak, or 8 times the Tetragrammaton, the giving. Yeah, and the left hand, the left palm, Malchut, or Rabbi Yehuda. Do we understand? Before we continue.
So, would the Yitzhak be the upper sphere and Yehuda the lower sphere?
Yes. Yitzchak is the upper sphere. Yitzchak, because Yitzchak, what does it mean, Yitzchak? Laugh. We were speaking about that we can laugh only if we see things beyond the circumstances. In a distance of time and space, we can laugh at our experience. We can take it very tragic at the moment, but when time is passing, people are laughing. How we said in the Corona, now in the space, when we have a space from those lockdowns, we can laugh at those moments. Yes? The power of laughter, the ability to laugh at things and not to, because when we understand, we can laugh. And this is why I mentioned also the name of the rose, because this is a story that happens in the 6th century in Europe. To gain control in people, the wise people, or the people who wanted to have control, removed them from books. They deny from them the ability to read and to write. They hid the books. They wanted to have control of the wisdom, and they forbid the people to laugh. please pay attention how those two things coming together.
And Yehuda is Yehudim, the unity.
Yes,
Can unify things.
yes,
So it's the ability to laugh and the ability to see.
yes. Can you increase your voice, Fernando? Can you get closer to the mic?
I can't hear you, Fernando. I can't hear you, Fernando.
Okay, now it's better.
Can you try to get closer? I would like to write, and I don't barely hear you. Fernando?
I will try to
Okay,
give that.
we're trying.
Hello?
Yes, now it's better. Yes.
Okay. So could we say that is the ability to laugh and the ability to bring everything to unity? Yehuda is Yehudim, and it is the ability to see the whole picture, to see like not things scattered. It is
Yes.
the unification.
Yes, when there is a saying, when Malchut, when kingdoms rises to Binah, to understanding, when the person comes from, like I would say, self perspective, when he see only himself, and then he rises to this degree of Binah, understanding, when he rises to this point, he can unite things. Yes, this is a very complex topic, because we are born like with two hands, or we are born like with a self-centered perception like little children, and there is a hope that through our progress in life we shall understand that we are not we are, in a way, everyone has a center in himself, but the real thing is to benefit and to bestow, and this is what we can do through understanding. Yes, we can say that, Fernando.
Wow.
Yes.
So
And it
I was thinking.
Yes, please.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Fernando.
No, please, Shelton.
No, go ahead. I want to hear what you were going to say.
No, it's just one context that I would like to ask Katie, because like Felipe said, this sub portion, let's say, it's inside of the portion Balak,
Yes.
right? And if I remember well, the people of Israel, the children of Israel, as it called in the Zohar and in the Torah, are in danger, right? And from Balak and Balaam, that
Yes.
they are willing to destroy the children of Israel.
Yes.
And one of the city, if I remember, is Sihon.
Sichon. Yes.
That the city that came Balaam, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know if it has any relationship with this name that you put it on the child. And one last thing
Yes.
is that Felipe said about the name Chav, that is
Many.
the many, right?
Mhm.
And it is interesting that in this portion of Balak, the sages quote one verse from Obadiah, the
Yeah.
chapter 1 verse 2,
Yes.
that is said that I make you small to be great among nations. So why I am saying this, because here we are seeing a child that is the most bright person in the room. It's the
Yes.
little, it is the unnoticed in that. Just to point, because it seems to me that this context that Felipe said is important. Maybe it could be important to open this verse. I don't know.
Thank you. We can look at the
Oh.
name. Yes. We can look about.
Go ahead, Ed.
Yes, we can write the name Yenuka and see what does it give us. Yenuka. In the name Yenuka there is the letters of the name Cain. So here we see 3 letters. This is 160. And do we have 167? Yanuka, Rodrigo. Can you check?
Yes, yes.
167. 1 plus 6 plus 7 is 14, or 1 to 4, or the letter He. He noticed as the letter He, this is why he doesn't want to speak to them. This is very interesting. Let's read the story again. Let's read it, because one thing from Gershom Sholem, we have to read and reread and reread and reread. Here we have the Hebrew text, and let's read again the English and see what is happening here. I'm sorry for the writing, maybe it's like bothering to concentrate. Next time I'll write it somewhere else that it would not enter the visualization here. So again, Rabbi Yitzchak and Rabbi Yehuda. Who would like to read?
Before we read,
Yes.
Auntie, I was thinking, if Yitzhak is laughter, which means that you have to step back from the experience, and Yehuda, as Fernando said, encompasses seeing, which means that you have to be at the right space away from something sometimes to see clearly.
Yeah.
And if rabbi means teacher, then laughter and seeing, as we travel along the road, our journey of life, we reach a place where we'll be able to, if you will, have greater clarity, or be
Yes.
able to rightly divide the word of truth, or rightly divide the Torah, or rightly make decisions, or rightly understand and make good choices. And to the extent that we don't see clearly, or the extent that we don't have enough distance so that we are able to laugh or not take it so seriously, um, then then instead of being able to have clarity, we will have discord, we will have distortion, we will have um, uh, bad choices, we will have all the things that cause pain and suffering. So I was thinking of that as we were talking.
Thank you so much. Now, can we read again the story and see what is it about? Is it really about Rabbi Yitzchak? Is it really about Rabbi Yehuda? What is the relation between those two and to the wedding? Is it about the wedding, or it's about something else which is abstract? Let's read again.
Rabbi Yitzhak and Rabbi Yehuda were traveling on the road, and they reached a place called the village of Sikanim. They lodged with a woman who had a small son who was in school every day. That day he left school and came home. He saw these wise men. His mother said to him, "Come near these distinguished gentlemen, and you will gain blessings from them." He approached them, but before getting close, he turned back. He said to his mother, "I don't want to go near them because they haven't recited the Shema today, and I've been taught, whoever does not recite the Shema as its proper time, at its proper time, is under a ban that whole day." They heard and raised their hands and blessed him. They said, "Certainly so. Today we were busy with the bride and groom who did not have what they needed, and were delaying their coupling. There was no one making an effort on their behalf. So we did, and we didn't recite the Shema. And whoever is occupied with the mitzvah is exempt from another mitzvah."
Thank you.
Betty,
Yes.
and Fernando always talk. I know it's on Zohar, but Fernando always talk about the bride and the groom,
Yes.
and we had this when you talk about the Chokhmah and Binah.
Excellent.
They are always up. But there is another couple, which is Tiferet and Malkut, and maybe this bride and this groom refers to Malchut and Tiferet. I don't know it's right.
Yes, yes. It is. We could say even yes. This is the direction. It's not about the bride and the groom physically, like we think this is a wedding or this is a story of a wedding. It's the relations between the sun and the moon. Again, all of this story, it's not about the wedding, husband and wife, like it's a parable, it's a relation of the unification between the sun and the moon. This is why their names are decoded as Rabbi Yitzchak and Rabbi Yehuda, and those are two Hayes. We have two situations when we read about the fourth day of creation. What is happening in Genesis in the fourth day of creation?
God creates the sun and the moon, the sun to illuminate the day and the moon to illuminate the night, and the
Yes.
stars.
Yes, but the Bible does not say it's the sun and the moon. Yes? How does the Bible speak in Genesis about the fourth day? Does the Bible say sun and the moon?
In Portuguese,
Two
I believe
lights.
it's sun and moon. I believe. I don't know.
No, it's
maybe.
two lights. Two lights.
Two lights, yes, two lights. The great illuminator and yes, and the lesser illuminator, something like this in different translations. We have two lights. Bet HaMeorot, two. 1 second. Sorry, I move things here rapidly. We have Bet HaMeorot, two lights. We have two lights. Do we speak now about the sun and the moon? Does the Bible in Genesis speak about physics, biology? What are those two lights? What are these two lights
is-
inside of us?
It is in the scheme of the tree of life is the Tiferet and Malchut.
Yeah.
But it is a whole universe, each one of them. We could say that it depends, like in this portion, in Bamidbar, the sun always is related with Moses,
Yes. Yes.
and the moon with Shekhinah. So it's the masculine and the feminine. It is the conscious and the unconscious.
Excellent.
It can be a universe, each one of these.
Yes.
But all of this represents a separation, right?
Yes.
That we all face here in time and space.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Can it be also wisdom and understanding?
Wisdom and understanding.
I'm not sure, just wondering.
Yes. It is like this. And the Zohar speak, if we go even deeper into this text and look into Luria's reading of the text, it's about the two letters Hey, or two kinds of perspective. Because we can ask why there's a lesser light, or why there's lesser. We think about the lesser light as the moon, but why there's like greater light and lesser light, and what does those two meaning inside of us. In the beginning, Adam was in one unity with the whole creation, but after he ate from the tree of knowledge, everything broke. One lore says that the moon, and now it's again a decode of decoding, the moon was saying, what? The two kings, meaning the sun and the moon, will use one crown? How can we share, the moon and the sun? One crown. And God told the moon, go and minimize yourself. The moon in this case is the self-importance. when a person think about himself that he is wise, his self-importance is creating a lot of distance between himself and the creation. He feels that he is a king, that everything he deserves. And for this, on this comment, we have a correction. Go and minimize yourself. Don't have this self-importance. It's no good for you. Now, the thing is, this is a very complex text because Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Yitzchak, they're trying to fetch or to make or help in this wedding. And they excused themselves to the child, we could not keep this mitzvah or good deed because we were busy in uniting, so to speak, the bride and the groom. So if we were busy, so we don't have to wash our hands. Let's go back and see what is the story, because this is a very complex story. They were busy. Okay. Please continue, Shelton.
They said to my son after they said to him, my son, how did you know? He replied, by the smell of your clothes, I knew when I came near you. They were astonished. They washed their hands and broke bread. Rabbi Yehuda's hands were dirty, and when washing his hands, he blessed before washing. Is this where you wanted me to read?
Yes.
Etty?
Yes.
Okay. He said, if you are disciples of Rabbi Shemaiah, the pious, you shouldn't have blessed with filthy hands. Whoever blesses with filthy hands is liable to death. The child opened, saying, when they come into the tent of meeting, they shall wash with water, that they do not die. We learn from this verse that whoever is not careful about this and appears before the king with filthy hands is liable to death. Why? Because the fingers of a human being inhabit the height of the world.
Thank you.
It is amazing. We could stay, I think, a year talking only about this topic, because so many questions came just reading this. Right?
Yes. Now.
If you could say about clothes.
Yes, I would like.
About the clothes.
Yes. Where I would like to find it, and because I would like to mark something here. And the clothes, where are they? I would like to mark. What are they?
Underneath where you just wrote is your clothes. I knew when I came. The next sentence, the next line.
Okay. Filthy
above by the smell of your clothes.
Yes.
Right there.
Yes. I don't find it, but I can speak it because I think to answer Fernando. So I am in the thought at the moment. Thank you, Shelton. The clothes are not just physical clothes, jacket, dress, coat. Clothes in Hebrew, levushim, levushei mochin. Levushei mochin, the way we think. Again, whenever we find dressing in the laws, in the Zohar, it's about the dressing of our mind. Dressing of the mind. How do we think? Do we understand?
Yes. Amazing.
The smell, excuse me, yes, 1 second. The smell in the Zohar is considered to be masculine quality, or the vav, or tiferet, or the nose in a person's face. The smell, reach again, reach, smell, it's the vav, or the masculine. But if we switch the letter of smell, reach, we have yareach, we have moon. So if the clothes do not have a good smell, or they stink, it's like something is damaged in the moon, in the feminine, in the self-importance.
When you said about the clothes referring to how we think, I was thinking about the scripture that says that thou hast given us the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. It links the garment with praise.
Yes. Yes. The garments, it's very good. It's very good. Yes. So the garments are not clean or filthy, so the prayers are not being said, or something is not right.
The garment, so the clothes are our soul, is the vav. It is our own spirit, our soul. It is a matter of our ruach.
Yes, a ruach, reach, very good, Fernando, very good. Reach, very good, Fernando. Reach, smell. Ruach, spirit, very good, Fernando. Spirit in the heart, very good.
Yeah. And I was thinking too, even with that scripture, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that when we feel heavy, we have to change the way we think.
Yes.
We have to, we have to put on different thinking, different garments.
Yes.
We have
Excellent. When we are heavy or uncheerful, we have to dress our mind in different garments, to think differently, to act differently. Very good. Very good.
Yes.
Interesting name. The child said, he said to them, if you, and here we are reading, please pay attention. He said to them, if you are disciples of Rabbi Shemaiah, if your students or if your teacher is Rabbi Shemaiah, please write his name in Hebrew. Shema.
Yes.
Ayah. The name of the Lord, Shema Yah. When Shema, as Felipe told us once, I remember, Shema, what is the value of Shema for itself? 410.
Yes, 410.
Or 4-1. Or again, do you see? Yes? Or Kadosh, holy Yah. Kadosh, we can replace Kadosh with Shema, and then we have Kadosh. If you are disciples of Rabbi Shemaiah, the Pios, is not clear because I put the Hebrew parallel to see what is happening in the Hebrew text, how the names are written. Okay, here they write Rabbi Shemaiah HaChasid, Pios, Chasid from Chesed, grace. Here it says Pios, and here Chasid. Here it is. Here is the Hebrew. This is why I brought a parallel version to check. Shemaiah HaChasid. Yes.
And we could relate it. It is a question. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Could we relate this name with Chochmah and Binah, because Yah stands for Chochmah, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Pius, I listened, I read, I think in one text that the Or Hasidim comes from Binah. So
Yes,
I don't
or
know if this
chesed,
would
yes,
relate
yes,
with
yes, very good, very good. The light of grace comes from Binah, very good, very good. The Binah is a quality, wants to benefit and bestow. We have Or Chokhmah, the light of wisdom, Or Chokhmah and light of Binah, the light of understanding. The light of understanding is chesed, chesed, yes, yes. We have two opposite qualities, the wisdom and the understanding. Those are two different qualities.
I'm looking at the last sentence. It says, because the fingers of a human being inhabit the height of the world. Is this a reference to Adam and how God had given Adam dominion over the created over the earth? Is
Yes,
this a reference to that or something else?
yes. To answer your question, let's read the Psalms. Psalms 8:4. Do we see the text? Hello?
Yes, yes.
yes.
Yes, can you read, please?
Psalms 8:4.
Yes.
Okay, Psalms 8:4. When I beheld thy heavens, the work of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast established.
So
What is
what?
man that thou art mindful of him, and the Son of Man that thou thinkest of him? Yet thou hast made him a little lower than the angels, and hast crowned him with glory and honor. Thou hast made him to have dominion over the works of thy fingers. Thou hast put all things under his feet, sheep and oxen, all of them, yea, and the beasts of the field, the fowl of the air, and the fish of the sea, whatsoever passes through the paths of the seas. O Lord, our Lord, how glorious is thy name in all the earth.
Thank you so much. So, how do we see the heavens? What is the heavens according to this verse in our hands?
The fingers.
The finger.
Tzvaoteha.
Yes,
Your fingers.
yes, yes. This is why they have to be clean all the
Like
time.
Tzvaot.
Tzvaot, very good. Tzvaot, very good. Tzvaot.
It is an army.
Yes.
It is amazing because in this portion, the little child, uh, just a little more in front of this little child explained to the rabbis that the 5 fingers of each hand is like the plates of the Mishkan.
True.
And it is interesting because they are dwelling about the literally. For me, it seems like that the rabbis were trying to find the Mishkan like a physical thing,
Yes,
like
yes.
the Mishkan itself. And the boy is saying, "It is your hands. It is like your body is a temple."
Yes, your body
It
is a
is not.
Yes, this is it. It's within you, the dressing of your mind, the way. Yes. Excellent.
I was wondering in the middle passage it
Mm-hmm.
says, certainly so today we were busy with the bride and groom who did not have what they needed and were delaying their coupling. Um, I was wondering about this idea of the coupling referring to perhaps creation and also to Hesed. and that the mitzvah, when he says, and whoever is occupied with a mitzvah is exempt from another mitzvah, that perhaps this idea that hesed is the most important thing, even if there is a mitzvah, if you're doing something out of hesed, then perhaps there is a grace or mercy
Mm-hmm.
for not doing the other thing. I don't know. It seems that the boy has a more strict interpretation of what has to be done, and in all ways it has to be done that way. And the rabbis are, if you will, giving him a higher law or um, a higher rule or a
Yes.
higher way of practicing the mitzvah.
Yes. That's true. What did they choose?
They chose to help the couple because no one was helping them.
And what did they quit by this? It's not that they just chose to help the couple. They also made a decision. Yes? Yes, Fernando? I will put the English because I see, because it's helping here. Yes.
It seems that they were occupied with great things like the marriage, but
Yes.
forgot the little things,
Yes.
the Shema.
Yes. Yes.
And it is interesting also that it seems that the little boy is talking about like the little things that matter. It is the little things that connect heaven and earth, and not the great things.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me remember also, Eti, that Luria speaks that to make a mitzvah only to make it, it is a kind of idolatry.
Yes. It's like to
So the boy is saying about like if you are aware of what you are doing, it is everything. You have to be conscious. That is the great light. Like
yes.
it is impossible. It is impossible to make this marriage without consciousness.
Yes. It's like, it's excellent because the rabbi, like Felipe mentioned, Rav from many, they look for like status in a way. Yes, this is another level, like of the story, regardless of the mathematics. They look for like status, and they would like to seen as people who do great things. But the Yenuka, the child says, it is in the little things.
So Eti, are you saying that the boy was, if you will, had the right interpretation, that and what the rabbi said to him was a misreading of the law, when they said whoever is occupied with the mitzvah is exempt from another mitzvah?
They say to him they wanted to cover, so to speak, themselves, and they told him that if a person does one mitzvah, he's free from another mitzvah. But this is not really the whole truth. The truth is, when one person pays full attention to one thing, all the universe is focusing there. But they were holding the perspective of duality. They living, both of them, in the world of duality. They say if they do one mitzvah, it's like freedom. If a person do one good deed, it frees him for another. How do you say? Set him free from another doing good deed.
Yes.
But this is in the world of multiplicity. Because once a person reach this understanding that whatever he does in his life, he is with the one, it's one. It's not the world of many. This is why, in a way, Felipe caught it already in the beginning. Rav, the rabbi or the teacher, is many, many. They wanted to catch many, and we say in English, catch many, catch none. And the child comes and say, one thing, but do it good, with intention, pay attention. Because when person pays attention, there's a good smell. Reach, ruach. And why do we speak, and why does he speak about reach and ruach, good smell and good spirit? Because the nature of smell is to rise. Again, we have smell, rise in the nose to the mind, rise up, against gravity. The power of gravity is to pull down. This is the descending. But good deeds, the Zohar says, ma'alim reach, raise smell, raise the olamot, raise the spheres with them. Because a person with his decision, he can destroy worlds with his power of gravitation, to put foot on something with power, to press down people's mind, to press down his will on others, to force himself. This is the power of gravity. Not just the land, but peoples can push others with what they want. And the opposite thing is reach or ruach, because like plant, it just from the ground, something that grows against gravity, like a tree. It goes from the bottom, but it's up, going upwards, rises. The smell is rising in the nose. Our nose is long. The smell is rising inside. Questions or thoughts? It's not easy text, Fernando.
So I'm thinking the Shema is the behold, O Israel, God is one. That the boy is really saying, start from the main thing and stay connected to the unity and not the multiplicity. And to the extent that you have, as you said, Eti, engaged in this multiplicity, this duality of thinking, that is one mitzvah over another, then you have created a situation whereby there's a smell, there's an odor of multiplicity, there's an odor of maybe not hypocrisy, but of duality that is not in conformity with the Shema.
Yes. Carl Jung said it, and also Weinreb. God or divinity wants us all. What does it mean? The whole of a person. The unity, not that part of us will be here, another part is there. This is it. This is what the child is telling them. You are divided.
It is.
They are rabbis, so to speak, but they are divided.
And to feel the smell of a rose, you must be present, right?
Yes.
Because it is so thin and so delicate that if you are not aware, and you just pass by and did not notice it. It is something very delicate.
It is true, and also the filthy hand. It's not about filthy is in pure hands. It means that a person is taking, not just that they are externally not clean with dust or something. Filthy hands, I would like to check the Hebrew here or the Aramaic, is basically I don't want to move the text many times, maybe it will confuse, but it means when a person has self-interest. Again, innocent giving is a pure hand, clean hand. Like grace, like Fernando saying, Chesed, Hasid, Rabbi Shemaya, Hasid, all the names here are important. And filthy hand is a person that does not have innocent intention. He has a self-interest. This is what it means, a filthy hand. And excuse me for just saying one sentence about the New Testament, because it comes with it. I have to share my heart. There is a story in the book, 1 second, I read today about the, how do you say, putting Jesus into the Romans' hands. And the story says that was a person who washed his hand, that everybody will see that he's clean from delivering the name of Jesus to the Roman authorities. I'm sorry that we don't have enough time to deal with it, but this is a very, very similar story. Do you remember the story of delivering the name of Jesus?
Pontius Pilatus?
Yes. He was washing, and now I will wash my hands in front of you, but this is external washing.
Yes, it is not consciousness.
There's another passage where Jesus says to the Pharisees, "You wash the outer part of the cup, but you don't clean the inside."
Yes,
You know.
yes, this is it.
Similar type of.
Yes, the Nuka here, the child. Yes.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, please go ahead, Shelton.
No, I was just saying that the child is something I was thinking about earlier from another conversation I had with someone many years ago. The child is in this passage seems to be pointing out the contradictions of the rabbis. They're contradicting one thing. They are supposedly teaching one thing, but they are actually practicing something else.
Excellent.
As you say.
Yes, Rodrigo?
Just one question.
Yes.
Just one quick question. I don't know if we're going to be able to look at it right now, but once you teach us about the relation of another term, I guess, for garments or clothes.
Yes.
It is related with Hakia, with the firmament.
Yes.
It is not the same term, right? Of this, it isn't the same that the story is mentioning, right here, right?
No, it's not. I can check the Hebrew version or the Aramaic. I will move here and see if it. You speak about their garments?
Yes.
Let's see. Let's see the Hebrew. It doesn't. Malbushchem. He says here Malbushchem. Levush. Malbushchem. Malbush, he says. Bereach. Malbushchem, the way you dress.
And this other term, could you remind us what is this term related with Hakia, I guess?
Rakia is a firmament. Rakia. Yes. I just want to say here, in this Hebrew version, Rabbi Yehuda, hayu yadav meluchlachot. Rabbi Yehuda, his hands are dirty. So what is dirty here? If we look, another question just to sum up the conversation. Who has a dirty hand here in this story?
Malchut.
Malchut. Yes. Malchut here.
It is interesting. It is really interesting. One key to this idea is that Ashlag speaks about the will to give and the will to receive a lot. He speaks a lot about this, right?
True.
And he speaks that when, correct me if I am wrong, Eti, but if I understand about this relationship between Bina and Malchut, he speaks that when the Bina is enveloped in Malchut, is that person that gives to the others, but not willing only to give. It is giving in order to receive. It is like somebody that is like almost a hypocrite, because
Yes.
you know, he's giving, but he's not giving freely. He's giving because he wants something, like what you said. This is filthy hands.
Yes.
And the correct approach is the Bina enveloping Malchut. It
Yes.
is like the one who wants to give, but at the same time he has to be careful to give only the proper, the limit that is healthy, you know.
Yes.
If we give too much, it is not good as well. So
Yes. This is an excellent example, Fernando. Excellent example. We have giving and receiving. Bina is the giving. Malchut is receiving, and we hear from the story that Rabbi Yehuda's hands are not clean, meaning there is a self-interest. Self-interest. The hands are not clean. The 4, and now we go back to the name. Where did I write the name Yehuda with the 4? Here we see that Yehuda is the tetragrammaton plus the letter Dalet plus the 4. The 4 is the development in time. The hand of Yehuda are not clean. Thank you everyone who participated here today. Thank you, Fernando, for the text. Thank you for reading and for being open to read such a complex text in so many layers. It is not easy, but it was wonderful.
Eti, I was thinking.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eti. I was thinking maybe at another time we could talk about this idea of the hands that aren't filthy and the relationship to the Jubilee
Yes.
and the release. Yes.
Yes, we can. Yes. And I would like, yes?
No, just to mention, since we are talking about hands, the picture from Albrecht Dürer, it's very
Yes.
beautiful. We will not talk about that, but it's a very, very beautiful hands. Praying hands is the name of the picture. And thank you to bring it to this class. And that we not talk about it. Just look to these hands. It's something that feed our soul and make us think in God and in this praying posture. It's a very beautiful thing. Thank you to bring it to us.
Thank you so much. This is from Albertina. This is a museum of in Vienna, in Austria. The painting is there. This is the source, and it is beautiful because we see the unification of the hands, right palm and the left palm together. We could say the sun and the moon, the selfishness and everything comes together to one. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you, everyone, who participate in this. It is a beautiful day, and I would like to wish everyone a wonderful week. Thank you so much.
Shalom,
Shalom.
shalom to
Shalom.
everybody.
Shalom, everybody. Shalom, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you,
Shalom,
brothers.
shalom. Thank you so much, Eti, and
Thank you.
congratulations for bringing out something so deep. And it is not easy to approach. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom, shalom.